I picked up these pumpkins and acorn cutouts from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to be using our small holiday projects tissue paper. A kit will be available. I'm going to start with the acorn. I'm going to cut out the section that has the cow with the floral crown, and I'm going to grab a portion of the printed part of the tissue paper. I'm going to apply my 1 hour enamel clear directly on the acorn. I'm going to lay my paper down. I'm going to go to the other half. It's best to do this in sections if you can. And I want to make sure I get that 1 hour enamel in the little creases where the slats are in the acorn. I cut out for the stem just to make it easier because I don't want any paper on the stem, and once it dries it's going to be hard to remove. I used my saran wrap and the brayer to remove all the wrinkles and just to make sure that my image has made contact with the cutout. I'm going to put my second coat of the 1 hour enamel clear. Making sure that I hit all the edges. You want to make sure that you use a piece of saran wrap as you shut the lid of your 1 hour enamel clear so you can reopen the lid the next time with no issue. And I'm going to set that aside to dry. The pumpkin cutout, I'm going to be using the pumpkin portion of the tissue paper. Again, I'm going to add my 1 hour enamel clear. Doing the first section of my paper, laying that down, and then doing the second section of the paper with the 1 hour enamel clear. Again, you want to make sure you get that 1 hour enamel in those little slats so you have a good contact right up into that crease. I'm going to grab my saran wrap. I picked my saran wrap right up from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't have to be anything special. And now that you have the barrier, you can now use your brayer to remove any wrinkles and to make sure that your tissue has made full contact with your cutout. And again, once you open your 1 hour enamel clear, you do want to use saran wrap to reclose the lid. I did my final coat of the 1 hour enamel clear, making sure I hit all the edges very well, and I set that aside to dry. Once dry, you're going to take a piece of sandpaper. 80 grit is good. You don't want to hit any part of the image. You want to stay right on that edge. Sometimes I take a pair of scissors to cut off the excess. And as you rub your sandpaper along that edge, it's just going to kind of cut it perfectly and remove all that excess very neatly. We are going to have a kit available at the end of this video at chalkatofancy.com. It's going to have the tissue paper, the 1 hour enamel clear, if you want to try to put this together, and the cutout. Now I'm taking a razor blade and I'm going through all the little slats to remove the paper from that section. It's just a little strip that you kind of cut out. This part is not necessary, but it does give it a nice look when you allow the slats to show. This is a very easy project for somebody who wants to give it a try, maybe a beginner. And just to top this off, I'm going to take a piece of jute and wrap it around the stem, maybe halfway up. I'm going to tie that off. Now these cutouts did come with a little hanger that I removed earlier, and you can just put it back on. That's what I'm doing now. I'm just reattaching the hanger that came with it. And now I'm going to work on the acorn. I'm going to remove all my paper from the edges using sandpaper. And again, you want to make sure you don't hit the image. You want to stay right on that edge, and it's just going to kind of sand that edge right clean. I'm going to take my razor blade and remove the paper from the slats. I'm going to take the jute. I'm going to go up the stem about halfway. I'm going to create these bows using the jute. And you're just going to loop it into a bow. And then you're just going to repeat that process like 5 times. Whatever your desired look is. You can do 3 times, you can do 4 times, you can do 5 times, however you want your bow to look. But it's just a repetitive bow. I do have some tails hanging towards the end that are maybe 2 inches long. And then I'm going to cut a piece of the jute to use as my center to wrap around and tie to hold everything together. Again, we will have kits available at chalkitupfancy.com for this particular project. We will have the pumpkin available and the acorn. You're going to get a full sheet of the small project tissue paper. So you will have some Christmas images in that also if you want to get a jump start on your Christmas. And this will be as supplies last. And now I'm just going to use some hot glue to attach my jute bow. And now you have this cute little hanger. I really hope you enjoyed this video. For other tutorials, go check us out on YouTube. You can now watch all our videos at chalkitupfancy.com. For any paint products, tissue paper transfers, or mesh stencils, chalkitupfancy.com. Thank you so much for watching.